I don't see what that has to do with your project. King Ghidorah is the better pick.
He already got a crossover with Evangelion. It would feel like a cop-out.
You're drawing a whole damn poster. It's not a cop-out. What took you liberals so long? We've been waiting for you.
You think 2 minutes is long? Well, that explains a lot.
Joe, don't even start. We have a tier list to continue.
Yeah, save it for the debate, Sleepy.
That goes for you too, Don.
No promises, Barack.
I see there's even more new faces on the tier list.
Added GXK designs and the last official designs that I missed.
I want clean and respectful rankings today. No bullshit.
Yeah, that's not happening, George.
Especially with this asshole in the call.
There's a New York jury that would beg to differ.
God, you're like kids fighting. Anyway, let's discuss the Godzillasaurus design.
Painfully mid.
Solid idea, but rough execution. -1 did it better.
Valid as hell.
Okay, so we all think it's pretty mid to underwhelming. What about rank?
Okay, this is the thing for me. Its design isn't all that bad. You can tell it's a precursor to Godzilla. It's just not very polished in the story department.
The only good part of this design is the head. Everything else is an eyesore.
Reminds me of another certain eyesore.
Your wife?
Yeah, it looks exactly like Melania without her makeup on, but I was referring to Joe.
Damn, you just cooked her. Anyways, ranking for the Godzillasaurus?
Apart from the head, it looks more like a dinosaur than Godzilla. E tier.
E tier is being generous. This barely looks like a Godzilla to begin with.
Just barely avoids F tier. Now we have the 98 design.
Best design, no contest.
Officially goated.
Truly one of the Godzilla designs of all time.
Couldn't agree more, top of G tier.
All right, how long is this going to last?
That placement hurts more than that time I fell off the bike in front of CNN.
Yeah, I can't keep this up anymore.
How do you fuck up a design this bad? It's kind of impressive.
Not giving Godzilla atomic breath should be a war crime.
Put it where it really belongs.
Straight to F tier.
When I get reelected, I'll make sure this movie gets banned and blacklisted.
I think you meant F. You get reelected.
Shouldn't be too hard considering you're in the toilet approval ratings.
At least I'm not a convicted felon.
Yeah, but your son is.
Oh, fuck you. Don't bring Hunter into this.
Cease Fighting Children Godzilla Jr. is next on the list.
I have the whole show on Blu-ray, and sometimes I just pop it in when I'm feeling down.
L choice, not gonna lie.
You have a better suggestion, Don?
No, but maybe one of those kids from the Middle East does.
God damn.
Me personally, I wouldn't let that slide.
Like you let the towers slide?
Damn. Okay, that one was actually good.
Getting back on track, Godzilla Jr.
Junior rectifies some of the wrongs of 1998. Most obvious is actually having something more akin to atomic breath.
Also gave him a pretty fun personality, instead of being purely animalistic.
Feels very similar to the Showa era. I vibe with it.
Junior is definitely leagues ahead of 1998 and is looked at in a much better light. I'm voting top of C tier.
I don't know about top of C tier. That seems a bit high even for him.
Actually, I think it's fair. He definitely beats out some of the lower tier designs.
I'm with you and George on this one. Definitely better than the lower tiers, but anything higher than C is a bit much.
Looks like I'm outvoted, so to the top of C it goes. Maybe I'll give the show a rewatch and come around on this rank later.
Okay, finally into the Millennium era, starting with Godzilla 2000.
Say what you will about the films, but the Millennium era had some of the most fire designs.
Best design of the whole era.
What the fuck?
Holy shit, we've lost him.
Did you dip into Hunter's stash?
Oh, so this is what we're focusing on?
This is the guy who we have running the country. Holy crap.
I swear to God, I will unplug your life support for uttering such an atrocious take.
I don't know what you guys are thinking. This design is awesome. S tier.
I'm not shitting on this design, but Joe, this is not an S tier design. At best, it's an A.
Nah, that's a B tier cause of what Joe said. No way is a Godzilla without blue atomic breath the best of an era.
Don raises a great point. Blue atomic breath is just too iconic.
If that's your argument, then why the hell is burning at the top?
There's got to be some meaning behind the design. Godzilla 2000 doesn't have any real reason for the color change.
Still, this is a very solid design. It's just not an S tier. I think B tier is fair, like Donald said.
I agree. It's not a bad design by any stretch. B tier is fair.
Fuck all of you.
All right, the GMK design. See, Joe, now this is the actual best Millennium design.
Oh, God, not this again.
I'm beginning to see a pattern here I'm not so sure I like.
You guys don't actually think this isn't the best Millennium design here?
It's up there for sure, but not the best.
Oh, that's real rich coming from you, Sleepy, after what your take was.
I see why you like him, Don. He looks a lot like you.
Wow, Joe, a fat joke. How original.
GMK is a near perfect design. Definitely one of the scariest iterations until Shin Godzilla released.
Only complaints with it are the lack of ears and definitely a bit heavier than average.
GMK has the most interesting origin for Godzilla, being the souls of vengeful Japanese World War II spirits. That's A-tier material alone.
I'd rank it as S tier for not only that, but also an incredible design.
We seem to be in agreement that GMK is officially an S-tier design.
You guys are tripping. GMK is without question the best Millennium design.
It's a real shame Toho didn't preserve the suit.
Godzilla's suits aren't really known for being long-lasting.
How many are even left at this point?
Not entirely sure of the exact number, but the Final Wars suit is still very much around. And I think the oldest one is the 1994 Heisei suit.
Okay, next is the Against Mechagodzilla / Tokyo SOS design.
I see zero difference between these two.
Just like your 2020 and 2024 campaign slogan, zero difference.
Just like you and an actual fucking undead, zero difference, you geriatric lich.
Okay, I have to admit it. I think this is the best Millennium design.
Oh, you've got to be shitting me.
Am I wrong, though? It's literally an upgrade from Godzilla 2000 in every damn way.
Don't go slandering 2000 like that.
I'm not, just stating a fact.
This design took everything that makes the 2000 design good and amps it up.
These two are hella slept on. They need more love.
I'm being 100% serious when I ask this. But is there actually a difference between the two?
The Tokyo SOS design has a chest scar inflicted from Kiryu's Absolute Zero cannon.
Since they're so similar to each other, I say we just rank them together.
Both are just better versions of the 2000 design. I say both go to top of A tier.
Agreed, that's a fair placement for them.
Still not a fan of those jabs at 2000.
Cope. Go eat some chocolate chip ice cream.
We've arrived at the finale of the Millennium era with Final Wars Godzilla.
Have something you want to share with the class, Georgie boy?
Yeah? Like what?
Well, you could state the obvious, or the not so obvious, or that the only reason you went back to Iraq was to finish Daddy's war.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, I'm just going to gloss past that. And yes, I think Final Wars Godzilla is the best Millennium design. Fight me.
Okay.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from. It's a perfect design.
It incorporates all the best aspects of Godzilla to make one of the best designs of all time.
Oh, okay then. I think it's G tier, right behind Burning Godzilla.
Absolutely.
Without question.
Throw it up there.
Okay, what the hell was that? All of us disagreed until this point on the best Millennium design.
I mean, you have a Godzilla that was the culmination of 50 years worth of film. It's easy to see just how much Toho really cared for it.
The hiatus between the Millennium and the kickoff of the Monsterverse was the longest Godzilla had ever taken. This Godzilla represented a potential end to the character.
Kind of hard to argue that he's not the best design at that point.
Okay then, let's enter the Monsterverse with 2014 Godzilla.
You want to talk underrated designs? This is an underrated design.
I wouldn't say it's underrated, though it's definitely overshadowed by later Monsterverse designs.
The sounds, though, were absolute ear candy to listen to. That roar and the charging of atomic breath are goated.
Though the design is hampered by the very dark lighting and the short screen time.
I'm also disappointed that the atomic breath wasn't utilized as much in comparison to future incarnations.
Overall, it's pretty solid, though it's hampered by some visual drawbacks. I'd say B tier behind Godzilla 2000.
Seems fair to me.
I'm not opposed to that.
Neither am I. 2014 gets a high B tier behind Godzilla 2000.
Finally, it's time for Shin Godzilla, starting with the second form.
Rare picture of Joe Biden on his way to the podium.
Never before seen shot captured of Donald J. Trump without the spray tan.
That head-on shot of him waddling through the street was legit terrifying when I first saw it.
Hideki Anno really didn't pull any punches when making this design.
For a monster design, it's really good, but for an overall Godzilla design, it's pretty bad. E tier.
Agreed? Get this walking cancer cell out of my face?
Yeah, E tier is fair for this design.
Now we have Shin Godzilla's third form.
Wait, why did we start on the second form? Why not the first form?
The first form is literally just a tail. There's no way we can fairly rank that.
Really wish they kept the scene with him vomiting the boiling blood.
A nice evolution from the second form, but it's a bit too red for me. I'm saying top of D tier.
I agree with that. Red's not a very good base color for Godzilla.
Gotta disagree with that. Have you watched Slick's Godzilla Royale? True form Ultima is a beast.
Oh, for sure. Slick is a real one. But yeah, throw this thing at top of D tier.
Okay, fourth form Shin Godzilla. I say we cut it here after this ranking.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. I've got a package coming soon that I want to watch out for.
Don, you're on thin ice with this because of your Shin Godzilla take.
Relax. Just because I hate the movie doesn't mean I hate the design. In fact, I quite like the final design.
Smells like a hypocrite.
And you reek of war crimes.
This design is pure terror, a really novel take on the character while staying true to the original design and its origins.
The non-stop evolution of this Godzilla is what really sells me on it. I'm saying S tier.
Without a doubt, this incarnation is easily top 5 for me.
Also, that atomic breath is downright beautiful, along with the sound. So nice.
And that concludes our rankings for today. Pretty balanced across the whole spectrum, from horrible to fantastic.
So, George, what do you think you're going to do for the villain in your project? I never got an answer.
Just wait till G-Fest, then you'll see. I'm not going to spoil the surprise.